Back to the drawing board. To return to the beginning of a project or plan, typically due to a failure, setback, or need for redesign. To start over or reassess one's approach after encountering obstacles or realizing the current plan is not feasible. The prototype didn't meet our expectations, so we have to go back to the drawing board and make revisions. The initial concept for the bridge was structurally unsound, so the engineers had to go back to the drawing board and come up with a new design. The marketing campaign failed to generate interest, prompting the team to go back to the drawing board and develop a new strategy. The software development team encountered unexpected bugs, forcing them to go back to the drawing board and rewrite portions of the code. After receiving feedback from users, the design team decided to go back to the drawing board and refine the product. Build bridges. To establish connections or foster relationships between people, groups, or organizations, often to promote cooperation or understanding. To create opportunities for collaboration or dialogue, particularly in situations where there are differences or conflicts. The engineer's innovative design helped build bridges between different disciplines within the field, leading to interdisciplinary collaboration. As a diplomat, her role is to build bridges between nations and facilitate peaceful negotiations. The community organizers sought to build bridges between residents and local authorities to address shared concerns. The university organized events to build bridges between students from diverse backgrounds and promote cultural exchange. The nonprofit organization works to build bridges between donors and recipients to ensure effective distribution of resources. Square peg in a round hole. A person or thing that is unsuitable or ill-suited for a particular role, task, or environment. Someone or something that does not fit or belong in a given situation due to differences in personality, skills, or characteristics. The outdated software was a square peg in a round hole in the modern workplace, lacking the features and functionality required for efficient operations. As an artist in a corporate environment, she often felt like a square peg in a round hole. The traditional teaching methods did not resonate with the diverse learning styles of the students, making the curriculum feel like a square peg in a round hole. The athlete's nonconformist attitude made him a square peg in a round hole on the conservative team, leading to conflicts with the coach and teammates. The introverted student struggled to thrive in the highly competitive, extroverted culture of the business school, feeling like a square peg in a round hole. Grease the wheels. To facilitate or expedite a process or activity by making it smoother, easier, or more efficient. To provide assistance or support that helps move things along smoothly, especially in bureaucratic or administrative tasks. Offering incentives can grease the wheels in negotiations, encouraging parties to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. The secretary's organizational skills and attention to detail grease the wheels of the office, keeping things running smoothly. The project manager worked behind the scenes to grease the wheels and ensure that all necessary permits were obtained on time. Networking can help grease the wheels in the job search process, opening doors to opportunities and referrals. A small bribe can grease the wheels and speed up the approval process. Cut corners. To take shortcuts or bypass proper procedures, often in an attempt to save time, effort, or money. To compromise on quality or standards by omitting necessary steps or materials, typically to reduce costs or expedite completion. The contractor cut corners during construction, resulting in structural flaws and safety hazards. The student tried to cut corners by plagiarizing parts of the essay instead of conducting thorough research and writing original content. Cutting corners in cybersecurity measures can leave systems vulnerable to hacking and data breaches, risking sensitive information. The manufacturer cut corners by using inferior materials in the production process, leading to product defects and recalls. The chef refused to cut corners in the kitchen, insisting on using fresh ingredients and following recipes precisely to maintain quality. Nuts and bolts. The fundamental or essential components of something. The basic principles or practical aspects of a task, process, or system. The specific details or technical aspects of a project or operation, especially those related to implementation or execution. Before we dive into the details, let's go over the nuts and bolts of the plan. The lawyer handled the legal aspects of the case, while the paralegal managed the nuts and bolts of document preparation and filing. The training program covers the nuts and bolts of project management, providing participants with practical skills and tools for success. Understanding the nuts and bolts of the machinery is essential for troubleshooting and maintenance. The instructor focused on teaching the students the nuts and bolts of coding, starting with basic syntax and programming concepts. Jump through hoops. To go through a series of difficult or demanding tasks, obstacles, or requirements, often in order to achieve a goal or meet a standard. To navigate bureaucratic or procedural hurdles by completing necessary steps or satisfying specific criteria. The immigration process requires applicants to jump through hoops, providing extensive documentation and attending interviews. Despite the challenges, she was determined to jump through hoops to achieve her dream of starting her own business. She had to jump through hoops to get approval for her research project, dealing with endless paperwork and committee reviews. Entrepreneurs often have to jump through hoops to secure funding for their startups, pitching to investors and meeting financial benchmarks. The athlete had to jump through hoops to qualify for the competition, meeting strict eligibility criteria and training intensively. Move the goalposts. To change the criteria or requirements for success or achievement, often after progress has been made or expectations have been set. To alter the conditions or terms of an agreement or competition, making it more difficult for someone to reach their intended outcome. Despite making progress towards her fitness goals, the trainer kept moving the goalposts by increasing the intensity of the workouts. The company renegotiated the terms of the contract, moving the goalposts to favor their interests and disadvantage the other party. The professor kept moving the goalposts for the research paper, adding new requirements and making it challenging for students to complete. Just when we thought we were close to meeting the project deadline, they moved the goalposts and extended the timeline. The regulatory agency moved the goalposts for compliance, introducing stricter standards and additional requirements for approval. Reinvent the wheel. To waste time, effort, or resources trying to create something that already exists or has been done before, especially without adding significant improvements. To attempt to solve a problem or address a need using unconventional or inefficient methods instead of utilizing existing solutions or knowledge. The company wasted valuable resources reinventing the wheel with their marketing strategy, overlooking proven methods that could have been more effective. The entrepreneur spent years trying to reinvent the wheel with his groundbreaking invention, only to realize that similar products were already on the market. Instead of reinventing the wheel, the team should focus on adapting existing technologies to suit their specific requirements. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. There are plenty of existing software solutions that can meet our needs. The student procrastinated by trying to reinvent the wheel with his research project, instead of building upon existing studies and literature. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.